everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 9 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 9 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter functions, linear, quadratic and exponential. The lessons we're going to cover today are exponential functions over unit intervals, identify linear, quadratic, and exponential functions from graph, identify linear functions and linear functions over unit intervals, right? So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. So first we are going to see what are the linear, quadratic, and exponential functions, right? You can note down the definitions. I'm going to write the definitions on the board, so you can please note down the definitions. Okay, so linear functions are the functions okay, the first one is linear functions, right? You can please note down the definitions on your notebook. Linear functions have constant first differences. Linear functions have their first difference is always constant. Have constant first differences. Their graph is always a straight line, right? The graph is always a straight line. So the linear function, linear line, so that is a straight line, right? Then the quadratic function. The quadratic functions have constant second difference. Quadratic functions have constant second differences, right? And their graph is look like U shape. Their graph is U shaped. So the linear function, that is the graph of the linear function, right? Then you have quadratic function. The graph of the quadratic function is like this, U shape, either it is upward or either it is downward. That is a quadratic function, right? Then you have the exponential function. Exponential functions are the functions that grow very fast. Please note down the definitions. Exponential functions. So the exponential functions indicate how fast they grow or decay. Exponential functions indicate how fast they grow. So either they grow or either, but the growth and decay, they both are too fast, right? The graph of the exponential functions look like this, right? Okay, now let's just look at the first lesson. The name of the first lesson is the basic information related to all the exponential functions over unit intervals. Okay, so basically, the exponential functions over the unit intervals means you are given some exponential functions and some time intervals. You need to see how they behave on the specific time intervals. For example, you are given a exponential function that is h of t equals 3 exponent t, right? So that is the exponential function. You need to see how the function change on t equals to t equals 3. Like you need to see in this time interval how the function change, right? Let's just replace the t with 2. H of 2 equals 3 exponent 2. That is, sorry, the function is 3 exponent 2, sorry. Okay, so that is 3 exponent 2, that is 9, right? Now let's just replace h with 3, so that is h 3, 3 exponent 3, that would be 3 times 3 is 9 and 9 times 3 is 27, right? You need to see how they change, right? You have to do h of 3 divided by h of 2. So h of 3 is 27 and h of 2 is 9. So when you divide them, the answer is 3. That means h of 3 is 3 times h of 2, right? That means h of t increases by a factor of 3 over a time interval from t equal to 2 equal 3. That means the function is increasing by 3 times from the time interval 2 to 3. Got it? That is a change in the time t equals 2 and t equals 3. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, how does the function f of t equals 2 exponent t change over the time interval from t equals 5 to 2 equal t equals 6? Okay, the function is f of t equals 2 exponent t, and you need to see in time interval t equals 5 to 6 how it is changing. T equals 5 to t equals 6. Okay, let's just replace t with 5. F of 5 equals 2 exponent 5, that is 32. Now f of 6 equals 2 exponent 6, that is 64. Yes, it is 64. Okay, so you have to do f of 6 divided by f of 5, right? So f of 6 is 64 and f of 5 is 32. So 32 times 1 is 2 and 32 times 2 is 64. That means the function f of is equal to 2 times f of 5. That means at time interval, during the time interval t equal 5 to t equals 6, the function is increasing 2 times, right? The correct option is the function is increasing 2 times. F of t increases by 2, right? Yes, the function is double the, right? The function is increasing by 2 times, so that means that is 100% increases. The correct option is you need to write the answer in the percentage form, so that would be 100%. Okay, just look at the next one. How does f of x equals 9 exponent x changes over the time interval from x equals 5 to x equals 6? Okay, 9 exponent x and f of x equals 9 exponent x. You need to see how it is changing from x equals 5 to x equals 6. Let me just confirm. Okay, just replace the x with 5. So f of 5 equals 9 times 5, then f of 6 equals 9 times 6, right? So let me just evaluate. 9 times 5 is 9, exponent 5 is 59,049, and then 9 exponent 6 is 531441. Okay, so you have to divide f of 6 by f of 5. That would be 531441 divided by 59049. Let's just divide. Okay, 531441 divided by 59049. That equals 9. That means the function is increasing 9 times, right? The correct option is, okay, let's just look at the option. F of x increases by 800%. The correct option is 800%, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. So if you need more help with the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. Okay, identify linear, quadratic, and exponential functions from graph. What type of graph, what type of function does this graph show? So you are given with a graph, you have to identify if it is a linear function, exponential function, and quadratic function, right? So we have already discussed the graph of the linear function is a straight line, the graph of the quadratic function is a curved form, and The graph of the exponential function increases or decreases. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. What type of function does the graph show? Exponential, quadratic, linear, which is the correct option? The correct option is the graph is a straight line, right? So that is a linear function. The correct option is linear. Okay, what type of function does the graph show? Quadratic, exponential, linear, which is the correct option? The correct option is that is the graph of the exponential function. The correct option is exponential. What type of function does the graph show? Which is the correct option? Exponential, quadratic, linear. The correct option is that is the graph of the quadratic function. Very good. The correct option is which is the correct option? That is the graph of the exponential function, right? The correct option is exponential function. The correct option is that is the graph of the linear function. What type of function does the graph show? Which is the correct option? The correct option is that is the quadratic function, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is identify linear functions. Okay, you are given the tutorial only. So when I am explaining the functions, I have already explained if the first difference is constant, that means the function is linear function, right? So you are given the table. Let's just calculate the first difference. First difference means you need to calculate 24 minus 14, that is 10, right? Then you have 14 minus 4, that is 10. Then you have 4 minus 6, that would be 10. Then negative 6 minus negative 16, that would be 10. So you can see the first difference is common, right? That means that is the linear function. The correct option is linear. So keep this very important point in your mind. If the first difference is constant, the function is linear. If the second difference is constant, the function is quadratic, right? Okay, let's just look at the second one. Okay, negative 3 minus 6. So that means negative 3 plus 6, that is 3. Okay, then you have negative 6 minus negative 12. So that would be negative 6. Negative 6 plus 12. So 12 minus 6 is how it is linear. Hold on. Negative 6, that would be 6. This is not the linear function. Okay, hold on. Negative 6 minus 3. That would be negative 3. Okay. Negative 12 minus 6. Negative 12 plus 6 minus 6. How it is linear? It is not the linear function. Okay, let me just use the calculator. Maybe I am doing something wrong. Hold on. Okay, negative 6. Oh no, negative 12 plus negative 12 plus 6. Negative 6 it is. Okay, for the next one, that is negative 24 minus negative 12. So that would be negative 24 plus 12. That is, so this is not the linear function. Got it? But we can calculate the second differences to see if it is quadratic, right? Here you have negative 12. Okay, here you have negative 24. Okay, then this is the first differences. Now I'm going to calculate the second one. Minus 6 minus 3, that would be negative 6 plus 3, negative 3. Okay, now negative 12 minus 6. Second differences are also not same. This is not the linear function or neither the quadratic function, right? Okay, just look at the next one. Is the function linear, exponential, or quadratic? Okay, hold on. Let me just calculate their differences, right? So 49 minus 64 is minus 15. Okay, 36 minus 49 is negative 13. 25 minus 36 is minus 11. This one is also not linear, right? Okay, you can find the practice questions on your book, right? For this lesson, that is just a tutorial. Okay, the next one is linear functions over unit interval. Okay, we have already done with the got exponential functions over the time interval. Now we need to see what is the behavior of the linear functions over the specific time interval. How does g of x change over the time interval from x equals 4 to x equals 5, right? So you are given with the graph. Just look at the graph. at x equals 4 and x equals 5, right? Okay, here is x equals 4. Here is x equals 4, right? 8. When x equals 4, y is 8. Okay, when x equals 5, y is 10, right? G of x increases by 2? No. G of, hold on. So G of 4 is 8 and G of 5 is, and G of 4 is 8 and G of 5 is 10. So you have to do G of 5 divided by G of 4, that is 10 over 8. That would be 5 over 4. How the graph is increasing by 2? What's wrong with these questions? Let me just see the second one. Hold on. Okay, t equals 1 and t equals 2. Okay, when t equals 1, it is 5, and when t equals 2, it is 10. Hey, yes, here the values are increasing by 2. So you can say because t of 1, h of 1 is 5 and h of 2 is 10. So when you do h of 2 divided by h of 1, that would be 10 over 5, that equals 2. So the graph is increasing by, the values are increasing by 2, right? This is the correct one, but not the first one. Got it? Okay, okay, I got it, got it. You just have to see how many, the difference between the points they are increasing, right? So the graph is increasing by 5 because you can see for h of 1, it is, hold on, for that is a linear function. For h of 1, the value is 5, and for h of 2, it is 10. So the difference between these points is 5. So the graph is increasing by 5. Got it? That's how you have to find how they are increasing. Okay, let's just start with the test question. Let's see how they are increasing. Okay, does h of, how does h of x change over the time interval from x equals 1 to x equals 2? So which is the correct option? Okay, so just look at the value on x equals 1. Okay, so h of 1 is 4 and h of 2 is 8. So h of 2 divided, the value is increasing by 4, right? From 4 to 8, the value is increasing by 4. So it is increased by 4, not the factor, right? H of x increases by 4. Okay, how does f of x change over the interval x equal to x equal 3? Okay, you have to see how the function is increasing at x equals 2 to x equals 3. Okay, so f of 2 is 6 and f of 3 is 9. So the function is increasing by 3, right? Not by the factor, right? Just the value. The function is increases by 3. Got it? Okay, how does g of x changes over the time interval x equals 4 to x equals 5? Okay, so x equals 4 is 6 and x equals 5 is 10. The function is increasing by 4, right? So the correct option is increases by 2. Mm, yes, 8 to 10, the function increases by 2, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself. Let me just move on to next lesson. So the next lesson is linear. Okay, we'll do the next lesson in the next session, right? Okay, let's just complete this one. Okay, so from x equals 1, how does h of x change over the interval from x equal 1 to x equal 2? So the function is increasing, x equal 1 is 4. The function increases by 4. The correct option is h of x increases by 4. Okay, how does f of x change over the interval from x equal 2 to x equal 3? So which is the correct option? The function increases by, yes, it is the f of x increases by 3 is the correct option. How does g of x change over the interval x equals 4 to x equals 5? So here is x equals 4, that is 8, and x equals on x equals 5, it is 10. So the function increases by 2, right? G of x increases by 2. Okay, how does the function change over the interval x equals 6 to x equals 7? Okay, here is x equals 6. At x equals 6, it is 6. And at x equals 7, it is 7. The function is increasing by 1. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we are working on grade 9 math. The chapter we're working on is functions, linear, quadratic, and exponential. The lessons we have covered today are exponential functions over unit interval, identify linear, quadratic, and exponential functions from graph, identify linear functions and linear functions over unit intervals. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, either you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9, or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10. Please ask if you have any questions. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session.